on your brother. They got you on 6 when it's back again. Hey, we're live. Billy's checking us out on the iPhone. You can too. We're on Forgiven Soldier podcast on Facebook. You liked that, didn't you? Billy's checking us out on the iPhone.
Let's see. I think I got it.
I don't think he knows that we're live, but we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Hey, turn that down though. They can hear that.
It doesn't need to be on.
Yeah.
I think I shared it, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This is all new to me.
But anyways, my name is Brian. I got our guest today, Billy, the Kid Robertson. And then I got Jason Sillaway as well. Say hi, Jay. Say hi, Jay.
He froze up. Is he okay?
Jay, you froze, bud. Well, we'll get him back in here when he comes in. So anyways, we got Billy the Kid. He I guess, are you local? How long you been in Kentucky?
Over 20 years, something like that.
Yeah, you're a local Kentuckian,
yeah, I'm
man.
Local enough. Yeah. I came out here when I was 18, so yeah.
That's crazy. His internet just died. We'll get it back, and then we'll get him back on. So, where are you from originally?
California, Southern California. That is that great sunshine state.
So, how old were you when you moved out from California?
18.
18. So you were there from birth until.
Yeah, the good years.
The good years.
Yeah,
so
that's what I would call them, the good years.
So what years would that be?
What's that?
What year? What year
I was
were
born
you born?
in 77.
77. So you were. Oh yeah, that was a good year.
Yeah.
From what
70s, 80s, 90s, all the.
From what I
life was
read.
good, you know. Things have really changed. What we're going through now is just.
So what made you come to Kentucky?
What's
He's
that?
back.
Oh, there he is.
He's back. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties.
This is all we've seen. Like.
Yeah, you were just like.
I know you got that. You guys were the same. Like.
And I thought you were playing. I thought you were playing with me. I was like, Jay, he's there, Jay. No, hey, we were just talking. So he's lived in Kentucky for last 20 years. 20 plus years. He's from Southern California. He was there with the good years. He left there when he was 18, so that's about as much as you missed.
Yeah,
how old are you, Billy?
45.
Oh, okay. So I was born and raised in Northern California.
Oh no, yeah. We didn't get along with them folks. But hey, Humboldt County was a good area.
I was up in Reading.
Shout out Humboldt.
Okay, were you? All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's really developed now. It's crazy because you go back now, and a lot of things that weren't developed is just like it's just overpopulated now.
Yeah,
you know.
I didn't recognize it last time I went back.
It's very different. Things that were great vineyards or whatever are just now homes, apartments, and all that. It's really crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Reading. When we lived in Humboldt County, we would go to Reading to shop and stuff, because they had the good malls and all that stuff. Yeah. So we liked Reading. It was more of a vacation place for us. Like, I mean, I say vacation, but we go over there for the day or whatever because it was like 3 hours away from where we're staying on the coast there.
Right.
But, so what made you move to Kentucky is where we're at.
Oh man, let's see. How did we start this? So,
well, I always ask people, is it a dart? Like, people throw darts at the map and say, Kentucky.
No, it's going to be crazy how I tell it. But, so I was 16 and my mom came up with a story that she was going to move to Kentucky. And I was like, okay. I was very street. I wasn't moving to Kentucky. All I cared about was the streets, and that was it. You know what I mean? And she said it'd be like a month or two, give you time to think about it. And then, what's going on here? Okay,
it's my attack bugs, man.
Okay, they work for you as long as they work. Watch that one behind me, though.
Yeah, it's a June bug. We used to eat those,
but it's July.
June bugs.
It's July.
I know. They're
all right. So,
And then it turned into a closer date, you know. What it was is she worked for a doctor out in Pomona, California, that was moving out this way for the slower lifestyle. And she had ran his office since I was born, you know what I mean, over 20-some years. and him and his wife were moving out here, and they're like, "You want to come out for the slower lifestyle?" And she was about that because I kept her busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was in trouble 24/7. You know. Anyway, long story short, she moved out, and me and my sister stayed in California. And I actually, my sister had her own place, and I actually stayed with a girlfriend of mine until she moved out of the state. And then anyway, long story short, um, uh, through them couple years, I kind of stayed here and there wherever I could. But my mom met a guy, and he ended up being my stepdad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real cool dude. If it wasn't for him, man, I probably would still be doing what I'm doing. Anyway, he pitched me this thing, and he said, I tell you what, give me 6 months, and if you don't like it, I'll fly you back. I was like, all right, cool. I'll do that. As I'm sitting at a payphone, that's when payphones were still out.
Yeah. And payphones are things you put money in and you use them to call people.
Oh, yeah. We do have to. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't remember payphones
or never seen them.
or never seen them. My daughter hasn't. I'll get my daughter out right now
Yeah.
and ask her what a payphone is. She has no clue.
Yeah. So, I'm at a payphone. I mean, people are coming up. Hey, what are you doing in this neck of the woods? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, cool. So anyway, I come out here and, I'm kind of, what you call, shell shocked in a sense because out there, you don't really look at people.
You get shot if you did, right?
You don't wave at people. And, I could remember going up one street. We were coming from getting a hamburger or something, and I'm with him, and these people like waving, and I'm like, what's their deal? You know what I'm saying? What's the deal here? Just it's okay, it's like that out here. And it took a long time for me to really adjust to the way people were out here.
Yeah,
because out there, I mean, it took me time to look people in the eye. I'd never look people in the eye just because you never know when you have to do something to them. So you didn't want to have that bond kind of, when you don't have to look at somebody, you don't really.
There's no connection.
There's no connection.
There.
I could do anything anytime, and I won't feel bad about it. You know what I mean? But that's how I got out here. And, I'm here.
So the 6 months turned into 20 plus.
Yeah, man. So, my stepdad became my best friend at anything I did. When growing up, everybody around me, not necessarily from my neighborhood, but older people told me, I wouldn't amount to nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, say what you want, but I am. But they went by the way I was. Man, I was no good. I was, from, I would say, 5th grade on, I was never allowed in a regular public school from 5th grade on.
Just because of the trouble you're in and stuff?
Yeah. So, and in one of my cities, I was the first one to be part of a school that was put together by the sheriff's department, in which they would take other active gang members, you know what I mean, throw us together and learn to get along with each other and have class together. I feel sorry for that teacher. Honest to God, he's probably not around anymore. But he went through hell.
They made a movie. It's called Gridiron Gang with the Rock, and it was kind of the same situation. Like they were put in this. They were put into like juvenile detention together.
Okay.
And they were from like different like competing streets and stuff.
Yeah.
And he brought them together and like made a football team out of them, kind of thing.
That's
it was
pretty cool.
True,
I ain't seen
true
that.
story. It's a great movie. Great movie.
We would they would actually take us on trips too, and it was a good program, man. They would take us on trips to like Joshua Tree, if you know where that is, Yosemite, all that stuff. And we do have to spend 7 days out in the wilderness, out of a backpack, mountain climbing, and then that enemy would be down there having us on the rope, and really they could just chuck it through and we'd follow the ground.
Yeah,
but we had to trust them, and it's pretty cool. I don't know that they have stuff like that anymore. They probably don't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They probably don't have, I guess you'd say, funding for that anymore.
I mean, they probably do. I mean, but in Kentucky, I don't think.
No, I'm talking about even
Oh, in
out there. I
California?
doubt. I would doubt they would have.
No, they're using it on other stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like have pillow fights now and stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they just assume everybody
Yeah,
just
they-
yeah
Here,
get rid of one another. You know.
it's
So
crazy,
what-
you know. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
My story is very similar to yours, Billy, because my mom moved to Oklahoma when I was 17. I stayed in California. I think maybe I was 16, but I stayed out in California still, and then ended up moving to Oklahoma when I was 17, my senior year. And it was the same thing, you know, because no internet. It was 93,
Right.
you
The
know.
good times.
Yeah, like you don't know what the country is. And my mom was like, dude, there's these bugs here. They're huge and chiggers and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't even know what a chigger is. You know, you can't look it
Yeah.
up, you know, and you get out there, man. And I moved out there, you know, the end after spring break of my junior year. And it was totally different, man. And I was the same way. Like, these people are so friendly, even though I was more country
Right.
part of California, but
Yeah. Right. Right.
and it was wild. And then I call it, I finally embraced the country, you know, and kind of stayed in the South after that, you know, lived in
Yeah.
Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas, you know, and
Right. Yeah. I go
so
back and visit all my families out there. But there's no way you. I don't care if I hit the lottery. I'd never move back.
no,
Uh,
my mom lives there and my aunts and stuff, and I'm like,
yeah.
heck that.
All my cousins,
Hmm.
my sister-in-law, everybody's out there. Uh, but I got a handful, literally a handful of people that grew up with me in the streets that are still alive and doing
Hmm.
well. The rest, they're gone.
Hmm.
So how have you embraced like the change, like from LA city life to Kentucky? I know you mentioned it, but like how long did it take you? I guess like years wise to like get used to like you can start waving at people while you drive, even though you don't know.
Yeah, nowadays I don't wave at people again. I'm back to things are kind of changing.
Yeah.
You.
Well, you're more or less in Evansville,
Yeah,
Indiana, like a big
yeah.
city. Like here in Owensboro, you can wave at people; they'll wave
Yeah.
at you, and
Yeah. It took me a long time, man. I really don't know how long, but it wasn't like 6 months. It wasn't a year. It took some time, and see how I could put this a good way because I don't have issues anymore. The law enforcement down there, they treated me different, man. I was probably your youngest person with an FBI file in the state of Kentucky. So
Well, it's hard to change your ways. I mean,
yeah,
that's
I
what
was
you've known
locked in.
from.
When you're a documented gang member, they you're labeled as this, and Henderson wasn't used to that. So throughout my life, it's kind of been like bad this. Whether I could help it or not, I'll tell you another story. I got into the grocery business when I first came out here, and that's kind of what drowned my mind of what everything else is going on. I could stay focused on something. And I worked at a local grocery store, and then I was promoted to like third shift manager, and it was one Easter when I was 18 years old, and I was locking up the store. And I locked up the store, and one of these guys called me to the back of the store, which all he was supposed to be doing was going through the certain area, checking locks and everything. But they called me back there, and I'm walking down the aisle, and it kind of looks like somebody has their arm around his neck. I'm like, ooh, okay, well. So I walk up on him, and yeah, there's somebody with his arm around his neck, and a pistol to his head, and I'm like, around here? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So I immediately thought it was a joke, and I'm like, I just started laughing and turned around to go the other way. And this dude told me where he was from, and he wasn't playing. And I immediately took off my tie, and I was like, and this is where I'm from. What do you want? And the thing was,
God, that'd make a good movie.
They wanted
You know what I
money.
mean?
Well, it's not my money. You can have it. We can go and count it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, long story short, cops come, 8 hours interrogation, and it was rough. I actually had to get a lawyer out of Nashville, thanks to my stepdad. He did that, and that got them off their back. I mean, they wanted me to be the
you.
guy. You know, the next day they called me up. Well, things ain't adding up. They said, "Oh, no." And once again, I don't. These guys, they're older now. I'm older. I don't have a problem. Maybe that's the way they handle things. But you know, they say, "Well, could you use $30,000?" And man, I threw the cuss words. I was like, "Could you?"
Yeah.
You know, we're done here anyway. And I would like I was different back then. You know,
Yeah.
I handled things different. And a lot of people say when you're getting mad, you look good. Well, that's just me. You're not going to accuse me of something I didn't do.
Yeah.
You know, but
and I mean, from that, I mean, you get a lot of. I mean, I know on here we talk a lot about mental health and everything. I mean, as a kid, you know, growing up like that, and I say kid like 15, 16, 18 or whatever, like, I mean, you were in a war zone. Like you
Yeah.
even said it, like you can't walk down the street and look at anybody. I mean, that messes with your head.
yeah,
Like, because as a human, you're supposed to be, especially as a kid, you're supposed to be free to look and like, you know, it's just like having a puppy. Like they
you know,
just sniff everything
and
and learn it.
everything there, you know, is territorial, and
Yeah.
still to this day is territorial. Um, no matter where you go, you know, the main thing is, hey, where you from? You know, it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like what I say, we're either going to fight or you're going to kill me, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? For instance, I was just down there last year when my brother passed away. And of course, I do photography. I went into
We'll get in that.
the Rolling 60s. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things we're going to talk about. And I went into one of the alleys, which it's all on his property. You know what I'm saying? And I came out and they were waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? And I got my granddaughter, you know what I mean? My daughter, her boyfriend, and they probably have no clue what's going on, but they're trying to see, do I belong here or do I not belong here? You know, and I'm like, I'm not active. You know, I'm 44 years old. You know what I mean?
Jay, what would you do, man?
In that situation?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean,
I've never been in that situation at all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've never. There was this time in Oklahoma that I mean, it's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like you think there ain't nothing here, but you get, you know,
They say there is though.
there is. I mean,
Yeah.
there is.
but
there's a ton of. I was in,
Yeah.
you know, Lawton, but you know, I was friends with everybody, and
Yeah.
like and man, I knew the people like who did this, and they knew I didn't do anything, you know, and I was just friends with everybody, you know, so I never personally had any issues with anything like that. But like I've been around people that I know like are like about that life, you know. So, but
yeah.
you know, I just took them for who they are, and I I just kind of stayed at. My son has some stories, man, when he was growing up there in Lawton, dude, that were real bad, real
Yeah.
bad. Guns pulled on them and people shot in front of them and stuff, you know, and it's wild. It's wild. Some people are like, I don't
They're
know.
crazy. I mean, I don't. Maybe it's just because I never was in it as a kid. You know, I'm country. Like we didn't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I learned it at a later age that it was actually real. You know, what I'm saying? Like I met people, Yoakum. He would always talk about it. Like he's from Long Beach. Like he would talk about his gang. He would rep his gang even in Lawton. So it was good to have him on our back. Like that dude could fight. Like there was no question about it. He could fight. So we're thankful. But that's where I learned most of my information. And when he first was talking, I didn't even know if he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Until I saw it in action. I'm like, it might be
back
some
in the
truth
day,
to this thing.
And back in the day, it was more, man, I call it sloppy right now. For instance, I know quite a few people in St. Louis,
And man, and it's happening everywhere, but I'm seeing it a lot in St. Louis. You know, kids, women, man, that was off limits.
Yeah.
You know, they're being sloppy. They're just hitting whoever. Yeah.
Whoever. So Jay mentioned his son. How many kids you got, Billy?
Two.
Two
I got a
kids.
girl and a boy.
I don't think I ever met your daughter.
Yeah, and a granddaughter.
I met your boy though.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
He's a trip, man. He's like into everything as far as he's big into sports. He's been into sports probably since he was 4 years old. He plays on 2 different soccer teams, one in Henderson, one in Evansville, and then like right now he's doing swimming. He just had like a 2-day competition.
Well, I remember when he was 4 or 5, 6 or whatever, because I followed you on Facebook. He like one game he scored like 6 goals. Like he just kept on.
Still,
it's crazy.
Yeah, he kind of uses the Henderson team as like a little practice, and then his more.
That's so wild.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Because my son, you know, he played soccer since he was 4 years old.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, and he's 24 now, and he has twins. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I have a daughter, but he played soccer all through. Started as on varsity as a freshman in high school.
He's a beast
like all
too.
That's crazy. We
Yeah.
have very very similar.
Yeah.
A lot of similar things. It's funny.
And he loves it, man. He's all about it. You know.
So did you have you had Paige, I guess, when you were younger?
Yeah, I was 21.
21. Not too young, I guess.
Yeah, she's grown now. Yeah, she don't talk to me. No, I'm just kidding. She is so busy. She, my granddaughter, she's a mess, and she's actually she's gonna have another one, and it's gonna be a boy. So
congratulations!
It's gonna happen twice. So that's amazing. So yeah.
So how did you get into photography? How long have you been doing it?
I've always, even since in California, man, I carried a little Polaroid or a 35, you know, or whatever, little thin cameras.
The wedding cameras.
I'm going to tell you, I know the day. I think it was like August 11th, 10th. I can tell you what was going on. And did
he bring you water?
Yeah, I got one right here.
So that's
I was sitting watching the news, which I don't watch anymore, but there was this riot going on in St. Louis, and I was like, okay, this is my time. I really want to go to St. Louis, you know. Anyway, I didn't go anywhere. Long story short, Michael Brown, which everybody knows, was murdered by a police officer up there. And you know one story because everybody watches the news, and that's a story they tell you, and that's a story they believe, which there's always 2 sides to it.
Always 2 sides.
And there was an image of one protester and a cop face to face, and I was like, this is what I want to get into, because this is my style. I could do it. And from that day forward, which, man, I forgot what year it was, I just started pushing, you know, and got better and better. You know, I started with an iPhone. That's really how I started my first shoot, with an iPhone. And then I went to a camera. You know, my mom gave me a camera, a Canon, and then with money, I bought my next camera, you know, and then it kept getting bigger and bigger. And then I just started reaching out to people. Hey, man, can we work together? And it took off from there, you know. And I always had a niche for a banded street life. I do things. I do not do weddings. I'll send you to somebody. I got a buddy, his daughter. She does weddings. I'll send you there. I don't do weddings. That's just because I don't. But anything else, I do, you know. But, you know.
What about them sexy photos, like with the couples and stuff? You do that? You ever did one?
I do that. Yeah. I got a buddy, actually, you know, about a month.
How weird is that?
But about a month ago, you know, it was all over the internet, these guys doing.
What are they called? Boudoir?
Boudoir. One of these guys had a boudoir shoot.
Sarah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man.
Is that guy in the tub with the flower?
Yes.
Have you seen it, Jay?
What is it?
It's so do you know what we're talking about, like the boudoir photos or whatever, like sexy lingerie photos and stuff like women.
Is it boudoir?
Yes.
What do you say?
Boudoir.
Boudoir.
Yeah.
I'm from Kentucky. You know I can't talk. Anyways, they're sexy photos.
Yeah.
Wally said, "Sign me up." That's my buddy. We deployed with him.
Hey, let's do it.
This
Oh
dude would.
shoot,
Those,
solo
I would
too.
buy those. He said solo.
Solo.
Let's do it, Wally. I'd buy him. But anyways, there's this guy who I mean, he was a bigger guy like myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he did these sexy photos, and it was like he was in the tub with the bubbles and
Oh
like
yeah.
Bud Light cans
Yep,
and stuff.
yep.
It was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
So I'm gonna do one on my buddy here real soon, like this week.
That'll be
We've been planning on it for a while. So ever since that came out, he messaged me and I was like, man, he ain't serious, man, and I can't give too many details, but he was serious, and I'm like, dude.
We had a guy show pictures one time, and we thought he wasn't serious either, but that's another day.
Okay.
That's
Can
another
we
day.
talk about him?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we won't. We'll leave it up to the man. I'll tell you off camera.
Man, okay, that'll be a good one.
It was nuts, literally. See what else? Oh, gosh.
more than that.
More than that.
Oh, man. You got his number? We might be able to get some views.
I don't know if you want to. So do you miss Cali at all, or?
Yeah, man, I do. I don't know, man.
Like what about going back to Cali, but going to like Northern California? It's not.
It's a place I didn't go very much.
Yeah.
So how do I explain this? So I
Oregon.
was from the South.
What about Oregon?
Never been.
It's kind of like Northern California.
So Northern California, I've been there a couple times to mountain climb. I wasn't in the city. So I'm from the South. The South does not get along with the North where I come from.
Yeah.
So I was born and raised with Hispanics, you know what I mean?
But you're talking San Francisco North, right?
Anywhere North.
Because, I mean, I don't really know anybody really not liking Humboldt County.
See,
I mean, there are people, but I mean,
in the streets, I'm talking back when I was there. I would go there now.
Yeah, now I think it's kind of calmed down. I mean, it was weed, and like you don't mess with the people that did that. You know what I mean? They made movies about that.
Oh yeah.
So you just don't go in the mountains, but down in Redding and all that stuff. I mean, I don't see like. But again, I didn't live the life.
It's never been that way up there though. It's always been.
No,
that's what I think of the North.
Like Redding is like
Fresno. I never went in, stuff like that.
I've heard Fresno is tough, man. I just had a buddy who got killed there, but
but nowadays, that ain't the lie. I'd go anywhere,
Yeah,
especially if it's good pictures.
But Redding was like almost like people with money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you see that?
Yeah.
I caught that thing in my hand. You
want
to eat it, Jay?
It'd been cool if you had some chopsticks. Man.
His day is done.
Yeah, that's what it looked
like.
But bless his heart.
Bless his heart. So, but yeah, I mean, Redding is. I mean, I always liked Redding, man. I love going over there because it was a little hotter than like the coast. Because it's not by the ocean, so you got a little vitamin D out there, and it wasn't raining all the time. But
yeah, I miss it. I miss my family more than anything. But I wouldn't go back. I could go back if I wanted to. I never will. But that's a lifestyle that it's addicting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a rush. You know what I mean? And yeah,
not that this compares at all, but car sales is probably how I feel about that. Like car sales is addicting to me because once you make a sale, I mean, it's just it's an itch, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just the excitement you get and that money and get that next sale. And Jay, you feel the same way or no? He was a car salesman too.
Yeah, man.
Not about that. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about like you had people in front of you. You sold a car, like that feeling.
I really didn't care about that. I cared about my paycheck, man. That's why I did it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The money.
Yeah,
getting that sale, that money.
It was, it was cool. I mean, I enjoyed it. I met a lot of good people, but like, I don't like the whole car sale mentality of probably.
I don't either. I just like
75% of the people are just like they're shisty.
Yeah, I was just talking about.
I didn't. That's why. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Not the people or anything, just the whole thing of it. But
It was cool
Um,
to like sell people cars and like they're happy and you're like, yeah, this is cool. And I still have a ton of friends that
Yeah.
I've made from that.
So, Silway, do you know about the BTK killer?
Hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
So,
And you're from California?
Yeah. Yeah. I was born and raised in Reading.
so Billy, why don't you explain what
All right. So,
about the BTK? So that's
know-
if y'all don't know, that's what he goes by, Billy the Kid, BTK.
that's what mine stands for. But
That's what his stands
I'll
for.
tell you
Go
a
ahead.
story. When I first, years and years ago, I started the business, and everybody ragged me, Billy the or BTK. You know what that means? Yeah, sure do. I mean, it stands for my business. Anyway, this went on for a number of years, and I'm like, man, I'm just, damn, is this gonna ever end? And eventually it did. But what happened is one guy was following me in a store like 6 a.m. and I met him by the donuts, and he's like, man, I see your car has BTK photography and BTK on the plate. Do you know what that means? Here we go. I said, yeah, I know what it means. So do you know him? I was like, what are you talking about? I wanted to feel him out. So he had some information. I said, I don't know him, but I will. And I went home that day, and I printed off an image of, and not too many people know this. So this is the first time. And I won't
World
get,
premiere.
I won't get too far into this. You know what I mean? But
I mean, there's 4 people watching right now.
yeah,
So.
but other people will see it.
Yeah, other people. See it.
I wrote a page long letter to this dude, so I knew nothing about him, and that's how I go work
To
with
who? To the
original,
actual BTK
Yeah.
killer.
yeah,
Oh,
and
you wrote to him?
yeah. So I didn't want to know anything about him really, because I really still didn't know. I just knew what people said. You know him, and I like going in,
Blind.
and I want to. This person might hate you, and that's fine, but I want to know you. I want to. How would I say it? Like,
You want your own impression.
yeah, I
of
want to make my own opinion of you, not going off him and him. So I wrote him a letter, and then about a week later, I get something in the mailbox about the same size as what I sent out, and I'm like, oh, well,
Must
they
have sent it
sent
back,
that.
right?
They sent that back, and no, flipped it over, and it's signed, and I got a 4-page letter
Oh,
From the
shit,
BTK
really?
killer.
from
What?
him, and I was like, wow, okay, so we're gonna learn anyway. And I'm gonna make a long story short. I here years later, I'm still in, what would you say, communication with them. I will tell you, my first trip to see him face to face was 3 years ago. And the dude's smart. The dude's real smart. The way he got caught was kind of crazy, and I won't get into that because that's a story they tell. But I did go up there years ago with one of my good friends and his wife, which they kind of like them people too. And it's very crazy because he's probably the smartest person that I ever sat down with. And it's crazy when we got there, we emptied out all our stuff and go through the metal detector and go through one area, they lock us in there. Go through another area, they lock us in there. And then we kind of walk to the chow hall. We walk in there, and there's about 70 inmates in there. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, so they're just going to let this dude come out here and hang out in the free, They said, no, you got to go in that cell right there. And lock us in the cell. And there he was. And I was like,
Nope.
bam. But we had already, we had already talked on the phone prior to. And anyway, long story short, I'm going to be doing something. It's really, it's not glorifying anything he did because the shit he did was not right.
Yeah.
And he'll even tell you that. But what I'm working on is going to give back to those families. So when somebody says, do you know the BTK killer?
I could be like, do you know the victims? Do you know the victims' family?
Yeah.
Because that's who I want to give back and help. So
Good shit.
I'm a photographer, so photography will be involved, but it's very crazy,
Man, I couldn't imagine like just like because it was worldwide. I mean, I don't know if it's worldwide, but it was nationwide. Like
and it's crazy. All I knew about as a serial killer was Richard Ramirez, but that's who we had in our area doing that type of stuff. I didn't know anybody. Then they say this guy. I'm like,
well, I didn't know until there was like a documentary on, and we watched it or whatever, and it was like, man, this dude was sick and all this stuff, blah blah blah. Fast forward to 2018, where I met you and I saw your license plate. I'm like, man, dude, and I think I was one of them. Like, do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Uncle Denny.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Denny. Who put that there?
Rebecca.
Oh yeah, that's my sister.
Hey sis. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, and what's crazy, he'll always ask about the kiddos. He'll always ask about the family. Like the first trip.
Who, your Uncle Denny or
Uncle Denny?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and actually,
I thought we're still talking about BTK.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, that's who she's talking about.
oh, that's Uncle Denny.
His name's Dennis.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he goes by Uncle Denny, And I'll tell my sister or my girlfriend, she's not a fan. Oh, hey, Uncle Denny said he loved you. Yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Well, hey, gotta have fun.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I don't know, man. I that's crazy what you're doing, but I think it's gonna benefit a lot of the victims and and go from there, man. But so yeah, Jay, you got any questions, man? What's going on?
No, I'm just listening. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, and he's very. But what I was going to say, our one of our trips up there, because there was many trips up there.
Well, I want to talk about the San Francisco. Didn't you go to Alcatraz?
Mm-mm.
You didn't go to Alcatraz. You went to another prison that was.
I went to a lot of prisons.
Where's BTK at?
He is in El Dorado, and it is Kansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was one you did a photo shoot on, and
there's like where they filmed Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Where was that one at?
That's Ohio. That's Mansfield.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's when I started like really following you. So
I've done that.
How crazy was that?
It's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I got to shoot everywhere in there. They gave me free reign.
Is it abandoned? Or was it
they do tours and stuff. If you wanted to go up there, you could either have free reign of it or you could do tours. Yeah. It's cool. It's worth seeing.
Wayne Wolf.
So Wayne Wolf, that's one of the ones who goes up to Kansas with me, him and his wife. He's also done, he's probably been at like almost all my shoots, anything out of town related, Yeah, that's like my right hand dude right there, man. Yeah,
Where at in Kansas?
What
prison?
Where's the prison?
El Dorado.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure where that's at, but
so me and Billy actually talked about maybe down the road doing the podcast from a prison, like abandoned prison.
Be kind of cool.
It'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Probably be scared shitless. I'm sorry for the language, but
the Alcatraz, they redid Alcatraz for the Modern Warfare, like the Warzone, the video game. They have Alcatraz is one of the maps.
Really?
It's not called Alcatraz, but they have a side-by-side video of a guy who's in Alcatraz, and then it's showing like the map on Call of Duty.
Right.
And like most people didn't even know, and then they're like, "Holy crap, this is like the same thing." It's pretty crazy.
That's cool. Yeah. That's one place I'd like to go. I actually, one of our trips when they took us on the school thing, was 7 days out in that water with these guys on a 70-foot catamaran. One dude tried to hang himself. His name was Heim. I was actually able to get him down, and he was cool the rest of the trip, and he was just scared because we were in the north. We're in the water, but, I mean, we're kids. I don't know why he did that, but he made it.
I don't know if he's still alive, but
Yeah.
long story short,
Oh, that's good. Do you talk to anybody that was on,
in that
that
school
your
with me,
enemy? Yeah, that you're, you
that's
can,
my enemy.
yeah, you considered your enemy like
Uh,
enemy after that little thing. Did you become close with any of
with
them
any of them, everybody pretty much went to prison, man.
after that?
Yeah.
So it didn't really help them.
No, but it
Yeah.
helped me.
Yeah.
You know
Hey,
what I
that's
mean?
hey, what we
Um,
say. If there's one person we can
Yeah,
help, that's
yeah.
all that matters.
Yeah, and a lot of that was my mom keeping me moving from city to city to city. She kept us going. You know,
I
if it
want to say I
wasn't,
met your mom before
I'm sure
in
you have.
Henderson,
Yeah, yeah,
and she brought your boy.
yeah,
She had your boy.
and the AT&T.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's where we met. It was AT&T,
yeah.
old school. And so you work with a lot of artists too, like musicians.
Mhm.
The one that comes to mind is that Kid Kentucky.
Yeah,
Why don't you talk about him so I don't?
yeah. So, this was years ago. It was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I was at a Kid Rock concert, and I like all music. And I was at a Kid Rock concert, and this dude's sitting like 2 rows down, and just kind of watching him. And I didn't say anything because my daughter, she's all about some Kid Rock,
Yeah.
And she said, "That's Kid Rock down there." I was like, "No." Yeah. I said, "Well, it could be because sometimes he'll come out in the audience and watch the people before, or just." So she hops down there and it's right next to him, talking to him. And I was like, she's crazy. Anyway, she comes back up and sits next to me. "Is that Kid Rock?" She said, "I think so. I don't know." So I stepped down there and I just looked him dead in his face. He said, "What's up, man?" I said, "Who are you?" And he just laughed. And then that's when I said, "How do you look so much like him?" And this dude looks dead up like
Yeah.
him.
Hey, look up Kid Kentucky if you can,
Yeah.
Jay. He looks dead up like Kid Rock, but he's a not an impersonator, but
No,
what do they call him?
tribute band.
Tribute band.
And they tour U.S. everywhere, inside the U.S. And I said, "How do you look like him?" And pardon my cuss word, he said, "You never met a motherfucker quite like me." That's one of his songs.
Yeah, yeah.
That day forward, I gave him my business card. I said, "Man, holler at
Holy
me.
crap.
Let's do it.
Did
Let's
you look
do
him
it."
up?
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude.
I said,
Jeez.
let's do a photo shoot. And ever since then, him and I, we are very close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out of all the artists and stuff that I work with, I mean, he's family, and he's local. He's
Bowling Green,
Kentucky,
right?
Bowling
Yeah.
Green, Kentucky.
That's just a skip away from us.
Yeah. So
We should you want to get him on here right now? You think
I don't
right
know if
now?
we can. We
It'd be
can.
crazy if we could, though, right?
We could give him a shot. You know what I mean?
All right, let's try this. We're gonna try to get this Kid Kentucky on. He might not come though,
Let's see.
but hold on, I'm gonna send you the link.
Hardy's
Get on the
late. Did
live
you take a
podcast.
pregnancy test, Hardy?
Man, did you see Facebook? So Hardy, he's a guy that we deployed with, really good friend of mine, but he his wife posted something that they were expecting or whatever, and he's our age. Like it's like dang, but I went to church. My whole
He
church
had me fooled, dude. He had
listen,
me fooled
my
the
whole
whole time.
church prayed for Hardy and his family because a new baby was coming into the family. Next day, they post a picture of a dog. It was a dog. It was a mammoth or
No.
thing of a dog. Yeah,
Oh no, he
That's
got
good
me on that
stuff.
one.
he had everybody.
I got him though.
Did you? How'd you get him?
Oh, his son got him. Clip
Oh
that.
yeah. No, you got him. You did get him with the comment. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna send you this link, and if he can't get on, you just send him this link. And there it is.
Does that go to my phone or?
Yeah, just send you a text, and you can send to him if he sonogram. Thank you, Hardy. Again, Kentucky. I can't talk. So what other? While you're doing that, so what other artists have you worked with?
Man, so golly. and we will go, like Tom McDonald. I've worked with him and Nova Rockefeller. If you know them, they're kind of like number ones in the YouTube charts.
Who is it?
Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald.
Yeah. So, and back to other street stuff. I'm just watching this to see if he's seeing that.
Yeah, if he hits that link, he'll come up right here,
Oh, okay, cool.
and we'll have to like sing a song and like introduce him properly. You know,
My name. All right.
My name is Kid.
Okay, so back to the starting of what made me start photography, not necessarily start, but go really deep into it. And that was Michael Brown and the riots in Ferguson.
Mm.
That's a personal friend of mine too, his dad. And I've worked with him
Senior,
for
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've worked with him for a number of years. Good person, him and his wife doing big things, and that's everywhere. That's not just in St. Louis. That's everywhere. You know what I mean? Let's see. But then Tom
Hardy,
McDonald-
do you know Tom McDonald?
I don't know who it is.
Oh my.
No, Hardy said you don't know Tom McDonald. It might be a different Tom McDonald that he's talking about. I don't know Tom McDonald.
Really?
No, I need to look
I don't
him
know
up.
either.
Oh man.
Let's see.
He's probably the number one on the charts if you look him up. Just put in Tom. There you go.
Is it what kind of music is it?
Is this him right here?
Tom McDonald, The System.
Play it. Yeah. The System.
I think I might have heard this song.
Oh, this is
That
from Top
yes.
Gum. That's One Republic. Oh, I have seen this. I've seen. Yeah, I recognize his face. I'm
I
about to
don't
get
think
kicked
that's
off
it.
this. No, this ain't it. It's an ad.
Did they kick you off?
I don't know. We're gonna find out though.
They shouldn't.
Like for
man.
music.
Somebody frowned down. Oh my, who frowned down?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, somebody's angry.
Somebody doesn't like Tom. Guess I'm blocked. Nah, McCarty, you're good. Did get you?
Yeah, how did you find out who did that?
I don't know. Somebody's angry.
There's 4 angry.
No, it's 4 total.
Oh, okay.
Copyright violation. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it. I only played a little bit of it.
Is
I
that
do
what it
not
is?
own the rights to these songs.
So Kid is busy right now. Who knows? They could be rehearsing. But hey, we will work it out to where like I could bring him on. You know what I mean?
that'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. He
I've never
stays
heard
busy.
of him.
Really? Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Go.
I mean, from what
go
I heard, I
follow
mean, he
him.
sounds like him too.
Oh yeah.
He sounds just like him. Looks like him.
Looks
Sounds
just
like him.
him, dude. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
heck? I had
yeah,
to like
it's
look
crazy.
at photos and like,
It's
that the
really,
guy?
really weird as being a close friend to him too, because man, you catch yourself just kind of looking at him like I'm trying to figure out something wrong on him. You know what I mean? And I can't. And it's just weird to look at him like, man, you look just like him. You know. And every performance is better and better. But I will get him on here. I mean, he's all about it. You know what I mean? But it was last minute.
I already
you know?
did, Hardy. Chill out.
I know. You're late,
Jeez.
Hardy. You're late.
Gosh.
So you have a sister. We met her, Rebecca. Do you
Yeah.
have any brothers or anything, or just one?
Yeah, he died last year.
What was his name?
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Is he older, or younger?
Yeah. He was older, about a year older.
Now, did he live in California or did he
Yeah.
live here with you?
Yeah, no, he lived in California.
But he come to visit. Like I remember
Yeah,
seeing.
oh yeah, quite frankly, like every year, man, and it's pretty crazy. Just out of nowhere, you know. I know my sister-in-law had COVID, so he wasn't going to work for that week. You know, they stayed quarantined when all that shit was going on, and you know, he kind of stayed in his room. Anyway, long story short, they wanted to go and get some art stuff, you know, at Home Depot or wherever the place was, Lowe's maybe, and had a heart attack.
Oh man,
This is done. It's really a trip, man.
that's my biggest fear.
Yeah,
It's having a heart attack.
yeah. It's crazy. You just don't know. It's
Yeah,
just,
you don't know when it's gonna come or
what happens. The question is, what happens when it happens?
nothing. I mean,
Do you just see everything? Do you just fall and you look at? It makes you wonder.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, I
what
guess it
happens.
depends on how fast it is, but
Yeah.
I mean, they got some fast ones, and I guess. I mean, my mom said like 3 or 4, like little minor ones, you know,
Really?
but it's still I mean,
Dang.
she knew something was wrong.
Prior to.
So she had her first one. I think she was 32, if I'm correct. And so that was a number that stuck out in my head my whole life was
32.
32. So when I turned 30, that's when it started hitting. It like, man, I'm gonna have a heart attack here soon.
Yeah, I've went by numbers my whole life. My numbers were 18, and this was just me. I'm not gonna live till I'm 18.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I'm not gonna live till 21, 30, and dang, now I'm like 45. I'm like, jeez,
Yeah.
what's gonna
You're
happen?
close to 50, but
Yeah, man. But all those years, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it, and I lived like I wasn't gonna make it. Before 18, I was selling stuff like 11 or 12. That's probably my first time my mom caught me, selling stuff. She liked to knock my head off. I went from here to all the way over there. It was bad, but if I continued that, I'd been dead. But
well, and I talk about it all the time. And Jay, you can chime in. Like I never pictured myself at like 30 years old or 40 or I'm 41 and
yeah,
like I never pictured what I would look like. And when I got here, it's like, man, it ain't too bad.
yeah.
I still feel the same and blah blah blah. I mean,
Right.
I don't feel the same, but I still like I don't think I made that big of a change. I guess.
Right.
What's weird to me, Brian, is I felt like all you guys were so much younger, but you guys
when
really
we're
weren't.
serving,
Yeah, because I didn't join until I was like almost 25.
Yeah.
So all you guys were, but now it's a little.
Now we
different.
caught
I
up.
don't know.
We've caught up.
Yeah,
to you.
yeah. I'm like, shit, these guys.
This dude was gray. Like when I first met him, he had gray hair and stuff. So I thought he was like super
mine's
awesome.
getting gray. That's why I keep it short.
I just can't grow it, so I
just keep it short. Just keep it short.
Yeah.
But other people, I probably have some other man. I've worked with so many people. I can't even remember.
Man, there's one where I'm gonna do a teaser. I won't say anything. I'm gonna do a teaser though. There's one that I'm super pumped for you about, and that's gonna be amazing. Everything that you're working with them. So it's a.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it, but
we can talk about it.
We can.
We want to talk
what?
about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So about a year ago, I'd say about a year ago, and then we could kind of swerve into the mental illness. You know what I mean? Because it's big, and nobody likes to talk about it.
Oh, we love.
I don't care.
It's good.
Lots of people don't like to talk about it, and we'll talk about some dark places after I tell you this. But about a year ago, my girl was like, "Billy, I need you to watch a movie." I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And I really don't watch a lot of movies because a lot of times I'll just pass out, unless I'm into it, And I happen to be into this movie once she hit play. And
this is when was
I would
this?
say probably about a year ago.
About a year ago. Okay.
It might have been a little bit longer. COVID had already set in. You know what I mean? I do know that. The movie's called Patch Adams. And this dude really reminds me of me because, say I'm at work or I'm around a lot of people, I'm like the life of the party, you know what I mean? In your eyes. But when I go home, life ain't the same. You know what I mean? For instance, last week you guys were on this podcast. Yeah, I could have probably blown my brains out. You know what I mean? And I really didn't know what was going on. And, I'd gotten off the medication I take, and some know I take medication. Some do, some don't, now. And one of the things that I would say is never get off your medication, and that's what happened.
You got off too fast, right?
Yeah, I've been working, nonstop 6 days a week since all this COVID, and ran out and kept saying I was going to go get it filled. Kept saying I was going to go get it filled, and then I turned into this like what a drug addict would go through as far as what do you call it, detoxing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't know, man. I could barely walk. I was in pain. I was going home, going to bed. It was horrible. It was the darkest place I've ever been in my entire life. Not too many people know, and I don't want to tell anybody because people would be like, you're having a pity party now. I'm about ready to end shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on.
Yeah.
And the other day, days ago, my girl told me to meet her somewhere. She shot me the address, and it was in front of my pharmacy. And she said, "Okay, now give me your card." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm in trouble." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thought it was my mom, but she was doing really good, and thank God, because um, it was horrible. I really never sit around and cry, but anything would trigger me getting upset, and you know what I mean. It was
Going to a
horrible.
place, yeah.
So the thing is, don't ever get off your medication, because
Well, and
come to find out, that's usually when you just
give up. I mean, it
you're
just
you're
spiral.
done.
Yeah.
And it's really looking like this. This is what it's looking like. And people say, "Oh, well, why would you think like that? You got a grandbaby on the way. You got a son, you got a daughter." Here's the deal. You do not think about those things when you're going through it. It doesn't matter. You do, at least I don't. Never have. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You don't think about them things.
Well, I remember I saw your comment and I put it up on the thing or whatever, and me and Jay kind of looked at each other through the camera. I was like, "Oh, this is because we talk about mental, health and everything, and you need to get it out, and and medication. Like we're saying, man, I'm not for the medication, but Jay was, and you are, and some people need it, but you never know. Like talking about all this stuff, like who's gonna hear it and who needs help. So, and then McCarter on here just put 2 ears if you need a chat. I mean, that's the truth. If anybody ever needs to talk,
Right.
call somebody. They will listen and do what they can, man. But
we have a lot of people I like in our that we were in the army with. I've called in the middle of the night, like our old battery commander, man. He drove down like 3 hours in the middle of the night to go save one of the soldiers, man.
yep,
That's amazing.
It's like, yeah, just like out of the blue. I think 3 or 4 hour drive, man. He just left his house at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
yeah.
So back to the
Jeff Hilt. Yeah, man. He's
Mhm.
Jeff Hilt's a real one, man. Like
Back-
he'll
back to the movie. So I got to watching, and I'm like, man, this cat's kind of like me. You know what I mean? And Robin Williams played him. So I'm like, man, this dude's still alive. Not Robin Williams.
Robin's not. No,
Yeah.
sorry, Robin.
Yeah,
Family.
yeah, that's crazy. I was like, is this original guy still alive? And my girl was like, I don't know. We can find out. So I'm usually the one to go and contact, you know what I'm saying, and reach out emails and everything. And I don't remember how she worded it. She's like, I spoke to somebody today. Okay. Tell me the story.
Yeah.
Happened to be Patch Adams. So
crazy.
ever since that day, I built a relationship up with this guy, and should be working with him probably sometime in September. So he does a lot of good things. And one thing I'll say, Hollywood's, I don't want to say too much, but it's kind of a trip, He never received one dime from that movie. Not one dime he was promised.
That's crazy.
He didn't get anything. So all his stuff he does, like one of his last trips were in Morocco, I think. All his stuff is solely on donations. Right now he's working on, so he has a place in West Virginia, and on that area they're building like a hospital, and they're wanting to bring in a doctor and a nurse that will give free medical to those who can't afford it. And it's done solely by donations, everything, which they still have a long
And that's kind
of
of what the movie's based on too. Is that first clinic he opened?
Yeah,
that did the same thing. Yeah.
So they're doing the same thing now, But yeah, he's having a Shining with Moon. I think that's the name of it, going on in this month. You can go hang out with him, drink moonshine, or taste moonshine.
Anybody want to hang out with Patch Adams?
Yeah. So
Jay, you want to go?
I didn't know that. I didn't even know that was a real dude.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
a real
it's a
dude,
real
man.
movie.
Yeah,
I mean, I had to look up the movie. Like I know it's an older movie.
yeah. Have you
so
seen
I
it?
didn't know. Nah, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
pro bono work. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually it's amazing. It's worth
Hmm.
the watch. Yeah.
I'll have to
And
watch it.
long story short, during my worst week, and that was last week when I was crashing or whatever, I got this call, man, and I was like, okay. So I'm getting a lot of these calls from when I went to college. Not, and they want to lower my.
They want your money.
No,
And
they want to lower my interest rate, right? So I'm thinking, man, these people are what you got?
he said, "Free shine, I'm in." bro.
Right. And I was like, I'm gonna answer this call. And I answered it. What? Because I'm about ready to just cuss these people
Yeah,
out.
just
I've
go
had
off,
enough,
yeah.
and he's gonna catch it. This guy that's gonna lower my interest rate.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hear Billy. And I was like, oh. Yeah, what's up? And it was Patch Adams. Yeah.
Bro.
So I was like, man, you couldn't call at a better time. So we shot the shit, and we were going back and forth on a few things and talking about depression. And he actually does not believe in depression. He says depression is loneliness. But back in the day, depression give you pills and everybody ran with it. And it's just like it's very cool on his belief on things, and it'll blow your mind.
Do you know a Jay Garcia?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, he just wrote this. It's all about ending the stigma.
Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
She. I'm sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Mental
Oh.
illness presents itself in so many shapes and forms, and it's also frowned upon in society to be unstable. Most solid friends in life suffer from mental illness that stem from past trauma that went unhealthy with. True words.
Yeah. She's one who's changed her life around big time too, as she lived the same exact lifestyle as what I lived, and she actually now works with mental health patients in like a state hospital in Colorado, which we're both from California, of course.
That's a good contact to have in your life.
Yeah, and we've done in our younger years. We were up to no good. And she's one of them girls, you just, we won't get into it. Just handle it.
So was Hardy and Tillaway, obviously, from 2 weeks ago.
What?
You're up to no good.
What are you talking about?
So, nothing. I ain't talking about nothing. So do you sell did you watch the podcast when all the guys were on it? You were on there, right?
Probably.
When everybody we deployed.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
Got
I
on it one
remember
time.
your
Yeah, you were on
comments.
there. Yeah, there was something in there that got Hardy in trouble.
Mary?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So the images that you the images that you take. I mean, do you sell them?
Yeah.
We need to do backstory on Mary.
Yeah.
But it is not at this time.
Or Jane. Is it Jane? Or
That's
is
a
it Mary?
good song.
So where can you get your images at?
Just on.
Is it on your Facebook?
Yeah,
or?
it's on my Facebook BTK page, and
so make sure everybody's on here. If you're not already, follow the BTK page. BTK.
Yeah, not the killer.
Not the killer. The photographer.
Not the killer.
Yeah.
Billy Robertson. So some of your images, you actually came to the church, and we were kind of talking about this episode and everything. You took a picture of, we have like this cross like behind the stage, and you took a picture of it, man. I wish I can post it on here.
Yeah.
We did.
It was just looking at me.
Yeah,
it was like, man, I got to go. Can I take a picture of this?
I'm gonna see if I can. While I'm finding this picture, where are some like cool like places that you've been to? Like some of the on the list, like top 5 places.
Oh man, golly, everywhere is cool.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, Ohio State Reformatory. I've done Brushy Mountain, which that's another prison, Brushy Mountain. That's where James Earl Ray, that guy, was escaped from.
Brushy Mountain. Where's that?
Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been everywhere. Lots of abandoned stuff, abandoned trains. I love abandoned stuff.
So what
especially
got you?
when it's left
What
the
got you
same.
into like doing the abandoned
I
stuff?
don't
Like
know.
you just
I
called
think
you
it's so cool because, like, you, it's like I did a train like last month, and you just walk in.
a picture of a train, right?
Yeah.
We just got to clarify.
Right. So you go in the train.
Brian, what? Like what?
Pictures
Nobody's even thinking that.
of a choo-choo train.
and you go in and it's still the same as like the 70s and 80s. And then, for instance, I just went to that New Harmony town in Indiana.
Yep.
You been there,
I haven't.
bro?
I've seen pictures.
So we need to go up there and do a podcast
We need to.
there.
That thing is kind of
So
cool. So it's like,
the-
go ahead and explain.
The whole town is, I want to say 70s. Like all the homes are like, there's nothing new up there. If it's redone because it's painted. But you drive through and it's another world. Like that's my hiding spot from here on out. There's
Not no more because everybody's gonna be up there with you.
Oh well, that's fine. So everybody around the town drives around in golf carts or ride bikes or walks. But there's a roofless church.
Roofless church.
There's no roof on it. It's amazing up there. But I just did that one. I don't know, maybe last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went.
Yeah, no, we need to go up there. That's cool.
Yeah, and then there's a Labyrinth. You ever seen that movie Labyrinth?
I have.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So this was a real labyrinth. I didn't walk inside of it because I didn't. David Bowie might be in there, you know.
Hey, Billy. Do you ever watch those videos of those guys that go to like abandoned mansions and abandoned?
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like there's abandoned freaking Olympic places,
Yes.
abandoned all kinds of stuff, man, and you don't even realize it.
Right. Yeah, I really want to go to Chernobyl. That's like I don't think I'll ever go. Because there's a war going on.
You know, they have a town in there's a town in Oklahoma, you know, it's kind of like they closed it all down because there was some kind of disaster there.
Do they let you in?
Abandoned. I don't know. It's been a while. I mean, I've seen video of it, so I mean, obviously some people get in there, but
yeah,
a bunch of people died.
Yeah, Chernobyl. That's in Ukraine, so they got like some bad stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't think you should go there right now.
No,
you can go. I'm pretty sure you can go to Chernobyl though.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But it's just with the war going on, I think they might not.
They might frown upon it.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is to censor me.
Oh, okay.
Right here. So.
Okay.
So like
we used back in the day.
That's it. So everybody, like when we talk about it, like there's different, and Hardy mentioned it earlier, like medication hits people different,
right,
or whatever. So there's different things that you can do. You know, on top of the medication, as well for like therapy. So mine is like playing guitar. Like I got a guitar to like kind of mellow me out, so I can, like you said, like I can focus on one thing and not let my mind go and all that stuff. So would you say my photography is kind of like
yes, absolutely.
Therapy?
Oh yeah.
There's a thing that you
but it doesn't make it 100%. Like,
oh no,
I was a totally different person.
Well, you can't take a picture 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you have to come up, and that's when it kind of hits.
Yeah.
Same with the guitar.
Yeah, being home and just you get to thinking, and then I'd rather just go to sleep.
Yeah,
you know, not face the world.
And you mentioned something like because somebody mentioned like you make people smile.
Mm-hmm.
I think was it on the
last one last week?
Yeah, like taking pictures. You know, how can you be unhappy when you're making people smile and stuff? And what'd you say to that?
I don't remember.
You said something.
I said something on the lines is, you know, that's my job, make you smile. And you know, a lot of my pictures, they're not all smiles, because I like being different in the serious look, because everybody does the smiling. You know what I mean? unless it's a paid gig, of course they want to smile. But some of my stuff that I do just for me and advertisement and shares, you know, some of it's serious just because that's real. That's the real that nobody wants you to see, you know, because a lot of people are fighting.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, a photo can lie for sure.
yeah.
But, you know,
I did a shoot years ago, it might have been 3 years ago, of a 16-year-old that killed himself because he was bullied. That was in Evansville, Indiana. Yeah.
it's crazy.
And
Hardy says therapy is different for everyone. We all need to find our niche.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Jay,
I agree with that.
what's your therapy, man?
Me?
Yeah.
Fudge, man.
He said fudge.
I I have to. I have a lot of things, man, but I just can't be idle, dude. As soon as I get
Yeah.
idle, I go downhill fast. I gotta stay busy doing something. What the heck was that? But
I heard something back here. I thought it was an animal coming to get us.
I hope
man,
not.
I just got
You got a fence back there?
There is, but I mean, they ain't.
Shit.
And you're from
chupacabra.
Kelly. You know fences
Right.
don't stop nobody.
I got you back. Why they come on over here?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, it's rough, man. I mean, I'm in a rough situation right now, so it's different for me. Someday I'll tell my story.
And we'll be here when you're ready. So, Billy, last words, man. What's on your mind? What do you want to tell everybody? All the 5 people here.
Hey, more people will see it.
Oh,
That's
I know.
just
They
now.
will. They will.
Everybody's
I mean,
probably
live,
in
you
bed.
get
What time is it? They're probably asleep. It's
9:42.
Oh,
No
yeah.
way.
Lots of people are asleep and tucked away and just ready for tomorrow, you know?
It does sound like a pod for the future.
What are you Central Time there still?
Yeah, we're central.
Oh, all right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's 9:43.
I guess I'm right on the edge of Mountain Time. That's why it stays so.
Where you at?
South Dakota.
Oh, man. So I've seen some, maybe it was either north or south. I've seen some green skies posted from out there.
Are you talking about the Aurora Borealis?
Yes.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yes. Sometimes like you can see it. I haven't. It has to be the right kind of no chemtrails and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be the right. I don't know. I used to follow it, but then I just gave up on it. So
Yeah.
there's
so
a lot of cool. There's a lot of weird stuff out here, man. There's a lot of old stuff. And
Really?
Sounds like a
yes.
photo shoot.
You done
Dude,
it though.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's there's less than 1 million people in the whole state, and there's a lot of just kind of weird, like there's a lot of history and stuff.
Really?
Hmm.
South Dakota. All right.
You wouldn't have thought, but there's
Yeah.
stuff there.
What are we looking at here? I took a bunch of notes because I thought I'd be lost because I've never done this before.
It was good. What'd you think about it?
It was good, man.
Yeah?
It was real.
You do it
good.
again?
Huh?
You'll
Yeah.
do it again?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
what
he
do
had
we
he
got?
had a quote. He wrote down a quote.
It's not my quote.
Yeah,
by
it's
any
from
means.
somebody, but I mean, I think it fits well.
So another person that I'm working on, we don't have a date set. Is somebody that done a lot of time in prison because they were, in my opinion, they were set up. And you guys could watch a Netflix series on him. His name's White Boy Rick.
I've heard of him.
Okay. One of his big things that stay in the back of my head is keep chasing your dreams or you will never catch them. And man, I swear that's so true. And he's doing big things, man, right now. He's went from, he was let out 2 years ago, I think, and now he has a big legal marijuana, and what he does with that one, he doesn't sell it, businesses sell it.
Yeah.
It's White Boy Rick. It's his own shit, but money that comes in from that and his clothing, that's turned in to help get innocent people out of prison. And he's done it. And he's done it since he's been out. But he's one of the coolest people, you know what I mean? I'm hoping soon I'll be able to go up there to Detroit, work with him, do a couple photos, you know what I mean? But he literally stays busy.
Well, if you do that, then we'll hit up Eminem as well while we're up there. So.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll happen. Maybe.
You never know. Chase your dreams. My boy Rick says it.
It doesn't hurt to ask. And literally, I've reached out to so many people. I've only had a handful of people either not reply or say, not right now, or think they're bigger than life and want to charge you like crazy amounts of money. And like, dude, I'm working with people way bigger than you and way known. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know,
and
that's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. But yeah.
Silly, what you got any final thoughts, man?
No, I'm glad to meet you and hear about your story. It's pretty cool. It's so many similarities. It's pretty amazing. And I've seen you since I've been on here and seen you post and stuff. So that's cool. And
yeah,
I friended you on Facebook, and I'll
cool. Right.
I'll keep in touch. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you some more, man. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah, we got a couple good ideas in the future. Maybe bring some people on, especially at Kick Kentucky. That'd be a trip, man.
Yeah, man. And I won't talk to them tonight. It's getting late.
Yeah,
but
definitely Patch Adams. But that might
we'll have to figure that out.
That might be a tough one, but that'd be fun to have them on here.
Maybe we could figure out something in September. You know, it's I don't know. We'll have to see. What is
you get the stamp of approval from Hardy.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, and
that's a hard one.
I don't know. We could go through my notes, you know what I mean, and then look.
Yeah, I think, man.
Look at people go places. No, not right now. I'm just saying, as far as people.
Hey, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Hey, take your hat off and put your headphones on.
Why?
Because you guys could you guys kind of similar. You guys could be brothers. Look, check this out. Let's see. Let's see. Put your headphones on. Wait. Yeah, are you guys related? Dude, that's good shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Cool.
Look at this. Can you see the sunburn of my hat? Like I've been outside this week, and I got like the.
I wore it backwards.
I see it.
Yeah, the oval on there.
Man, a nice breeze just came through here. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's been hot.
Yeah.
Here.
How's the weather out there where you're
at? Today it was like 85. It's supposed to be 90s and 100s for the next
humidity
week or so.
Bad.
Man, it like this past week, dude, the humidity was like 85%, dude. It was like sweating your balls off.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. Swamp ass and all that.
Yo, yeah.
Hey, tell me you're old without telling me you're old. We're talking about the freaking weather.
Right? No, because I'm thinking, man, I need to go out there and take pictures.
Hey, we do it.
No, dude, dude.
Let's go. Let's make it happen.
In the Black Hills, bro. That's where like the last lawless town was.
Really?
Yeah, the last one. You know where all the gold, and they have a huge mine out there with a. You know what CERN is? Oh.
We'll Google
dude,
it.
they've got some stuff, man. Out there, it's pretty cool. Like the famous cowboys. What is the town, man? I'm horrible. But the last lawless town, they didn't have any laws, and like some famous cowboy was shot in one of the bars. The bar's still open.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like Young Gun stuff, or was that?
No.
Before that.
I don't know.
We'll Google it.
Timelines. Yeah.
We'll get it. He's Googling right now.
Right.
We're gonna end it though. We'll set up some meets and stuff. But hey, I want to appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're still here, much love for you. This is Billy Robertson. Check him out on Facebook, BTK, not the killer photographer. But he makes killer photography.
I do
Yeah,
shoot people
nice.
just in a different
He
way.
does shoot people, but
See,
in a different way.
Those both were
Boy, you
good.
should
Those
have
both
played
were
on
good.
that. Yeah, you should have played on that with your taglines. That might be too soon though for it.
Right?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, not at all.
I think we're,
All right,
we're
God
good.
bless
We're good.
everybody.
Take care.